Hey everyone, this is a guitar tutorial for Even Though I Walk, featuring Hannah McClure, Kari Jobe Carnes, and Bethel music. Before we begin, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give this video a like, comment below on what else you'd like to see in the future. Additionally, if you're interested in any of the gear today, there are links in the description below. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do that by clicking the three dots next to the like button, and you can go from there, and I really appreciate it. Check out my book called How to Save Catholic Schools. It's available on Amazon as we speak. You can also look at my spread shop for some merch that you might like to choose from. And if you'd like to join my email list, well, you can do that. And there's a link in the description for that as well. Well, grab your acoustic guitar. You're going to need a capo today. And let's get started. All right, guys. So you're going to need a capo. It's going to go on the first fret. And here are the chords you're going to need to know. G, C, D, E minor, and A minor 7. And there's a few times where G over B happens. You can do it that way too, with the pinky on the high E. So those are all the chords you're going to need to know. If you're not familiar with any of them, take a moment and get familiarized. But honestly, they're not that difficult. And honestly, the only chord that might be difficult is G over B. I usually put my index finger on the A string, second fret from the capo now, and my ring finger and pinky are going to go on the high E and B strings of the third fret. But I just can't strum that low E string. Everything else should be standard for you. If you're, again, not familiar with any of the chords, take a moment and get familiarized. But the strumming patterns are pretty chill, and although the acoustic doesn't have any definitive parts, it's like the glue that holds everything together, and you kind of hear that if you listen to the song. Go back and listen to it before we play through it, and you'll understand what I mean. But don't worry, I'm going to put the chords on screen for you. I'll see them as we go along. Afterwards, we'll talk about some strumming patterns, so get ready. Here we go. E minor, G, C, E minor, G, C, G, D, G over B, C, G, D, G over B, C, E minor, G, C, E minor, G, C, G over B, C, D, E minor, G, C, G, D, G over B, C, G, D, G over B, C, E minor, G, C, E minor, G, C, G over B, C, D, E minor, G, Well, everyone, I hope that I was able to help you out with that tutorial. And let's be honest, the strumming pattern is not that hard and it's pretty simple. It actually gets even more simple when it comes to the part between the chorus and the bridge. I'm talking the C to D section. Because it's all down strums from there. And you might be confused, and I apologize. This C chord, if you bump it up 2 frets, you get a D chord of sorts. That's a normal C, of course. When you slide things up 2 frets, well, you have a D, but it's not a complete D. That's the D you're looking for that you're probably more familiar with because this is using a D triad or D, F sharp, and A. If you're familiar with the keyboard, D, F sharp, and A is just a typical triad. But let's talk about the meaning behind that strumming pattern. The band is kind of getting quieter and you have to be with the band. You can't just go rogue and strum the same pattern the whole entire song because that'll make things very vanilla. Let's talk about the chorus too, because you're going to strum really powerful at the end. So you're going to go, you're just going to do a down and up pattern for that section and actually the majority of the song. And notice that I don't go extremely powerful the entire time, right? I'm kind of using the dynamics to my advantage, especially at the beginning. And there's one thing that I mentioned near the beginning of the video, and that is that the acoustic is kind of the glue that holds things together, right? Think about this. You're using the acoustic as a pad in a way because you're putting these 2 fingers, your pinky and your ring finger, down on the high E and B strings of the 3rd fret for the majority of the time you're playing the chords. So those 2 notes are kind of like the drone notes, if you will, for the guitar. Now, you don't have to do that, and that's why we play that C shape to D. The nice thing about the song is you don't have to go finger pick anything. If you wanted to play something very chill and quiet, you can pick individual strings, but I think that's unnecessary. You want to keep that strumming going, but make sure that you use your dynamics to your advantage and don't strum at one volume the entire time. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, comment below on what else you'd like to see in the future. Additionally, if you're interested in any of the gear that you've seen today, there are links in the description below. Go check out my book called How to Save Catholic Schools. It's available on Amazon as we speak, and my spread shop has a bunch of merch on it that you might want to check out as well. And last but not least, if you want to join my email list, well, you can do that. And if you do, you get my top 8 tuning tips that every musician should know for free. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and have a great week. God bless. Bye.
Can I say bye too?
Sure. And then look at the camera. Don't look at the mic. Just say bye.
Bye.
Okay.